game. So, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege of joining with you, as I mentioned earlier, and a number of our colleagues to visit Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as the Florida Keys. I do want to take the time to thank Ms. Juresco and Mr. Zamat for your role in addressing the financial stability of Puerto Rico. And Mr. Mayor, Mayor Otero, I want to thank you for your leadership, particularly in this very trying time for the residents of the town that I know you hold dear in your heart. When we were on the ground in Puerto Rico, I witnessed the challenges that Puerto Ricans face every day and what it will take to rebuild a stronger Puerto Rico in the aftermath of these storms. We visited Utuado, a town in the interior of the island where homes and infrastructure were extensively damaged, and ongoing landslides and rain make progress extremely difficult. Many residents struggle without power or access to clean drinking water, food, or medication, but they do all they can to support one another and simply survive. It's been a month and a half since Hurricane Maria hit, and as we've heard, more than 60% of Puerto Ricanos are still without power. More than 20% of the population doesn't have access to a source of clean drinking water. Close to 5,000 continue to live in temporary shelters, and 21 of 51 sewage treatment plants are down. People are suffering from mold on their skin and sepsis in their water, and this simply cannot be tolerated. The Puerto Rican people are resilient, but they feel isolated and forgotten. And I can't even begin to describe in words that frightening, eerie feeling that I got, even knowing that I was going to be leaving Utuado in minutes when the sun set and darkness descended and completely encompassed this small town in darkness. It is frightening. So it's no wonder people feel isolated and forgotten. Congress's #1 priority must be the ongoing short-term relief and recovery efforts that will allow Puerto Ricans to get back on their feet and return to a sense of normalcy to their everyday lives. Then and only then, after ensuring the immediate needs are met, should we turn to the longer-term recovery and rebuild effort that must focus on establishing a safer and more resilient infrastructure and a financially stable Puerto Rico. I get that it's overlapping, but I would hope that our discussion today, whether it's PROMESA and its authorities and procedures and oversight and roles and responsibilities, whether it's NEPA and its requirements and whether they should be waived or exempted, the Jones Act, that should not eclipse the more immediate concern that we need to address and not forget regarding Puerto Rico. This effort will require the reconstruction of Puerto Rico's power grid, not only rebuilding it in the way that it was before, but doing it in a new and better way. A focus on building resilient and sustainable infrastructure moving forward, especially outside of San Juan, a requirement that building codes that are designed to minimize the loss of homes and commercial buildings are actually enforced. And I know that that is an issue as well. But our focus today should be on the dire situation on the ground and providing Puerto Ricans with every federal resource that they need. Better coordination between FEMA, the Army Corps of Engineers, the Oversight Board, and local NGOs and the government, and avoiding controversial and unaccountable contracts like that with Whitefish. You can't turn this around overnight, but we have to remain focused on the immediate, tangible needs to our fellow Americans in Puerto Rico. And Mr. Chairman, with that, I'll yield to Mr. Gutierrez.